Hello world, it's Gojo4 with you once again. How are you guys doing on this nice evening? Alright, so it's out. The Captain America Civil War trailer, official trailer, is out. And I'm here to tell you guys my thoughts. And obviously the big part about it, but I'll get to that in just a moment. So first things first, right? This trailer gives us a little more details on what's going on with the story. We learned in the first teaser that the story was going to be about Cap trying to help Bucky, especially because he's been framed for something that he did not do, supposedly. And obviously, having been, brainwashed by Hydra for 50 years, nobody trusts him, and everyone just thinks that Cap is just too emotionally connected to him. And who knows, maybe Bucky really is still under Hydra's control and this is all a giant plan. But we don't know, and that's the exciting thing. I'm sure there's already a theory out there that Bucky is secretly still controlled by Hydra, and they're just using him to rift the Avengers. But anyway, this new trailer kind of brings in a little more detail. The Sokovia Accords were kind of made because of the Avengers incident in New York, what happened at the end of Winter Soldier, with Washington, D.C., and then, of course, Sokovia. They didn't leave out the part about the city in Wakanda. That also happened, But, and also in the trailer, we do get a little extra footage of that bombing of that UN building or something, and it does show the actor who plays Black Panther kind of falling on the ground. So we're kind of led to assume that some kind of a terrorist attack happens in Wakanda. I'm guessing. And everybody thinks that Bucky did it, and that's why Black Panther is after Bucky, because he thinks he committed a terrorist attack in his country. I'm assuming that's what's going on. Something like that. And, then Iron Man, Tony Stark, has been brought in to he said he's there to keep them in check. He's kind of been brought back to re-lead, or kind of push the Avengers a certain way. And then, of course, Bucky's coming into the story, and that really throws a rift into things. But in all honesty, it doesn't really show that much more footage that we haven't seen. If you've already seen the Super Bowl teaser, it's about, some of those shots as well as the original teaser. So it kind of just adds a little bit extra detail, but it's almost essentially the same stuff. There's really nothing we haven't seen yet. It's just a more emotional trailer. Kind of gives you a better view of the story, except for, obviously, the ending, where they're both facing off, and then Tony's like, fine. And then he says something like, underoos or whatever. And then a web sling grabs, Captain America's shield and rips it away. And then on top of a car lands Spider-Man holding Captain America's shield. And of course, that's what the internet is freaking out about. And that's the real point of this trailer, right? Was to show us Spider-Man. And this is a whole new, I could talk for hours about this. But Spider-Man has a new look. And some people like it, some people don't. I like it. Now, Spider-Man's new look is heavily inspired by the 60s comic books, 60s movies, very kind of cartoony looking, and I really like it. It kind of looks a little cartoony in CGI because it looks so drawn and everything, but I think it's a cool look. Here's my thing, right? We already had the Sam Raimi and Amazing Spider-Man looks, which were very similar and very modern and kind of sleek. The Amazing Spider-Man look was actually more kind of cartoony than the Sam Raimi one. They were very sleek, very modern. And Marvel Studios finally has a Spider-Man license. Finally, after all these years. And I think they were thinking, okay, we got to make our Spider-Man look different, right? We can't just make him look like another modern Spider-Man. Well, let's make him look like the original comic books. Let's make him look like a 60s Spider-Man. Let's give him the more original look. More comic book inspired, and I really dig that. The funny thing is they're doing that with Batman, right? The new Batman from Dawn of Justice looks just like out of Dark Knight Returns, right? Well, this new Spider-Man looks like something out of the 70s era of comics, which I think is great because that's what Marvel Studios movies are all about, is taking influence from the comics. And it's not the super sleek, badass looking Spider-Man, but it's the more cool looking retro Spider-Man, and I really dig that. Also, kind of the way he landed and everything. He's like, hey everyone. It was great comedic relief to the trailer, which I was a little worried this movie might be almost too serious. You know how Marvel movies are kind of always still a little fun? And I was like, this movie is looking a little too serious. Like, I really hope it's not trying too hard. It doesn't need to be Dawn of Justice serious, right? It can be a fun Marvel movie. So I'm glad that was there to kind of, you know, ease my worries that this is still going to be a fun Marvel movie, which I'm okay with. That's a good thing. But yeah, of course, you know, the design is different. But the big thing is how is Spider-Man going to fit into this story? And obviously he's working for Tony at first. And if you read Civil War, that's what happens. He's on Tony's side at the beginning. Then him and Tony have a fight, and he switches over to Cap's. And if I have a feeling they're going to copy the story in that, and Spider-Man's either going to join Cap or kind of become neutral and be that melding point that kind of goes, hey guys, we're all heroes, let's get along. We're obviously being, you know, pushed against each other by somebody else. Let's get. So I think he's going to kind of be the solution, or to help bridge the conflict, and I think that's what he's going to be a part of. But for sure, he's not going to be on Tony's team the entire time, I think. There was one great part in there that like, kind of continuing how War Machine / Rhodey got his ass beat in that field, and like, Tony, you know, removes his helmet, and there's a voiceover of him saying, you know, you're not who I thought you were. You're not who the world thought you were, and it shows, you know, Bucky and Cap. And again, it is kind of crazy how much Cap is doing just for his friend. And it's like, he better be damn sure Bucky is still a good guy. And wouldn't that be crazy if it turns out Bucky still is under the influence of Hydra, still kind of crazy, still out to kill people? Like, Cap would be doing this for nothing, right? And so it's going to be really interesting to see. I really hope they do kind of make decisions like that. They do kind of push the envelope a little, make it risky, you know? Is Bucky really a good guy? Is he worth all this trouble, Cap? Is he really? You know? Is Iron Man the bad guy, right? Is he really that bad of a person? You know, who knows? We'll have to see come May. But good trailer. I'm really digging the new Spider-Man decision to make him look like that. And I'm just excited to see this movie. I'm pumped. So that's my reaction, my review, my thoughts on the new Civil War trailer. Take it for what you will. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think of Spidey's new look and all that? Alright guys, I hope you have a wonderful night. I'll see you later. Bye!